What are your top gaming influences?
So the number one influences on our games, our tabletop role-playing games and modules, would be the nostalgic memories that we have for things that we grew up with, things that we played, things that we watched, read, TV shows, movies, comics, games, anything in between. Now, I'm not saying that we copy certain ideas and just shoehorn them into our setting, but we're so influenced by them that we have clear homages to various things that come out strongly in the work, and we've kind of built our entire identity and brand on evoking those specific nostalgic memories for other people. For example, and I mention this frequently, we have a small Dungeons & Dragons adventure and setting for rat folk that is influenced and inspired by The Secret of Nim and The Great Mouse Detective. And if you pick up the book and you read it and you look at the art, you immediately understand exactly what we're trying to create an homage for. And you're going to be like, whoa, this is awesome, because there's no such thing like that out there for D&D. We're the only ones. And it's always been like that for us, even going back to high school when I created my own campaign worlds and we played various RPGs. We were always influenced by something that we had watched, read, or seen, and took that to the gaming table with us. Especially Dungeons & Dragons. Early on, we wanted to play a game that was essentially The Lord of the Rings. In fact, my co-author, who was one of my first and most avid players, was basically Frodo in the first campaign. He did almost nothing. He was guided by NPCs, but we really enjoyed it because it felt like playing through Lord of the Rings. And those type of influences we wear on our sleeves unapologetically. We have a sword and sorcery adventure and setting that's got homages to all the sword and sorcery classics from Robert E. Howard to Lovecraft, and even movies and barbarian movies and things like that. And we have a few videos about that on our YouTube as well. Now, one thing we're not influenced as much by is anything particularly modern. And I don't want to get into an indictment of modern entertainment media, because that would take up hours, but it just doesn't have the memory for us, the appeal, or the long-term fuzzy feeling you get from watching it that you want to really show to other people and have them have the same feeling. For example, I know there's a lot of games out there that are influenced by Game of Thrones. I know there's games out there influenced by Harry Potter or The Boys or whatever happens to be the hottest thing on TV right now. That's not us. We go back to the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. Those are where our core memories are from, and those are always what we're going to look to when we go back and try and create our own stuff. And I feel like we're probably not the only ones who do it this way either.